Okay, so for the next few weeks, we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're all separated right now for summer vacation, so we can't really record regular episodes. So we all thought, hey, maybe we could do something a little bit different, go into our top 10 games of all time. So I'll be starting off. Um, this is my number 10 game. Kind of number 10. I haven't ordered in my head, but towards the end it gets tough because I love them all so much. But this is Lord of the Rings Return of the King. So most movie tying games are pretty bad. This is one of the best ones out there. I remember playing this game a lot as a kid on the PS2. Me and my brother would just co-op all the way through it, and then I'd try and do solo, but I could never do it because I was terrible at games back then. Um, but yeah, it's just a super fun movie tying game. I'm really happy to be able to come back to it now when I'm older and do everything in it. Um, you could play as pretty much most characters in the movies. Um, you could even play as like Faramir in this game, which I thought was really interesting. You can play as all four of the hobbits. You can play as Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, and then Gandalf. But yeah, so it's number 10. Let's move on to number 9. So my number 9 game is Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. So I love these games so much. I love the 3D fighting games a lot. But this is one of the first ones I played. I played a little bit of 2, but honestly, this one just completely destroyed that in terms of like the story elements of it and content, just because there's so much more. But this is a game I could spend hours playing and not get tired of it, just because it's so you can do so much in it. There's so much to collect and so much to just mess around with in general. Um, it's super fun. New fighting systems, new transformation systems, more fighters like Broly and Dragon Ball GT characters. Um, so yeah, it's my number 9. My number 8 game is Super Smash Brothers. I just chose Melee. It's not the first one I played. The first one I played was for the N64, but I remember having the most fun with Melee, um, just because it's what we always played in high school. Just because one of my friends had a GameCube, and we'd just go over and mess around and try and unlock everybody. Um, but yeah, it's just how can you not love Smash Brothers? It's your favorite Nintendo characters fighting each other. Um, the most fun I had with it was last day of high school. There was a mountain near our high school, so we decided, hey, let's drive up and get a AC adapter so that we can plug in a TV and a GameCube on the top of this mountain and play video games, which I which is one of the most fun I've ever had with a game like this, just because it's just a bunch of us hanging out, just messing around with each other, and yeah, it's just a super fun game. And now on to number 7. So my number 7 game is Tony Hawk's Underground. Um, when it came down to choosing a Tony Hawk game, it was either Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 or Tony Hawk Underground because those two I played the most. Um, but I decided to go with Underground, one because I beat it, and two, I actually played multiplayer in this game. I didn't. I had Pro Skater 3 on the computer, and multiplayer was just kind of a pain because the setup we had. But yeah, this game absolutely incredible. Just the Tony Hawk games in general kind of helped forge my taste in music and stuff. Just because who doesn't want to be hanging out listening to band like Dropkick Murphys? They're incredible. I discovered them because of this game, and I got to see them last year and absolutely loved it. But yeah, it's just a super. The series is super influential, and hopefully, at some point in the future, we can get back to how it was then instead of Pro Skater 5 being the train wreck it was. Also, in this game, they had like an actual narrative, which was really cool and really innovative for a skateboarding game. And then my number 6 game is Borderlands 2. So, Borderlands 2 is it's a fun game. I actually have never experienced it co-op just because my friends actually had it and wanted to go out and buy it just to play. But I absolutely love this game. I played through the first one on the PS3, and then I didn't get Borderlands 2 until I had a PS4 and got it with the Handsome Jack collection. But absolutely incredible game. The art style is amazing. I absolutely love it. And it's just so ridiculous and over the top. It we haven't seen a game super similar to this that's this good probably ever. The closest I'm thinking is Bulletstorm, but this one's just so much more. Just it's such a better narrative behind everything, and it's such a fun game. Just even if you're going in to mess around for 20 minutes, you'll still have a lot of fun compared to like if you're playing the story. And my number 5 game is Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. So a lot of people put this game at the bottom of their Sly lists, but it's my number 1 on like the Sly games, just because I think the shortness of the story, the separated levels, it just makes it so much more. It makes it a bit more like easy just to sit down and play a little bit, or compared to the other games, because in this one it's got the separated out levels, and it's so fun. It really is. This is the first game I ever completed too, so it kind of set me on that track to say, hey, completing games is cool because you'll get extra stuff. I think in this game you'll get a live action Japanese or a Japanese trailer for the second game, Band of Thieves, I think. But I don't know, just such a fun game. And now to my number 4 game is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not the new one, the old one, because the new one is not great. But yeah, this game brings back so many memories just because I remember sitting down with my PS2 and just playing it for hours because the campaign was so fun, and it didn't you could kind of replay it and find new ways to challenge yourself and play because say you'll be playing through it as just the regular soldier, you'll get to you can go back and play through it as like the engineer who was a shotgun. It's just a completely different playstyle you have to take on, and it's just incredible. Like the heroes were awesome in it. Um, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best Star Wars games of all time. Mostly because I haven't played many of the RTSs, but I know those are good too. But the hero battles just take the cake for me. They're so fun. It's such a fast-paced game, and the multiplayer was absolutely incredible. An all-encompassing Star Wars game, basically. And my number 3 game is Kingdom Hearts 2. So Kingdom Hearts is a game that I remember playing the first. I rented the first one from Hollywood Video of all places, and I couldn't really get into it then because I was about 6, and I was confused on what to do at Destiny Islands. But after getting into high school, one of my friends reintroduced me to the series, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's one of the most, in my opinion, influential series out there, and it's just so. It's there are problems with the game and problems with the story specifically, but it's still so. It's just so imaginative for Square Enix to merge like Final Fantasy and Disney and create a whole new world using those two universes and making their own characters within those to expand the lore. But Kingdom Hearts 2 just built on top of Kingdom Hearts 1 and made it so much more incredible. It made the world seem so much bigger than it was. I didn't really suffer from the confusion like a lot of people did just because I got the HD collections for PS3 and played through those. so I kind of understood what the plot was going into two, and it just made that so much better for me. And it's honestly one of the best gaming experiences I've had, just because it's just so fun and fast paced, and it's just Kingdom Hearts, and I love it so much. Um, and then my number two game. So my number two game is The Last of Us. So this game is a game I really wanted to play on the PS3, but my PS3 kind of broke, so the disc couldn't read the PlayStation exclusive lasers, the Blu-ray that had dual rings on the inside. Um, so I got it digitally, and I paid an extra like $50 for it. But it was well worth it. It is one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had. Super amazing storytelling behind it. Super emotional. The motion capture, just in general, is so good. The actors are so good, and it just makes the game so much better. The combat, like, it's good. It's good, but there are better combat games out there. But just the game itself is they they tie everything in so well, so that in combat you get the emotions of the characters and what's going on. There are different choices you have to make, whether you want to be stealthy or go out guns blazing. It really affects just the game itself and how you'll later deal with the consequences of choosing going stealthy or guns blazing. And it's such an incredible story in general, and it's so captivating. And then on to my number one game, another Naughty Dog game, is Jak and Daxter. So this series, I had a lot of trouble choosing my favorite, because I played a little Jak and Daxter on the PS2. I didn't play a lot of it. The one I got into was Jak 2. I never beat it though. And then Jak 3, I beat it on the PS2. However, more recently, I got it on the PS3 when that came out, and then this past December, I got them all on the PS4. And experiencing them all again, this one is without a doubt my favorite, just because they built such a world that's so imaginative, and it's just so, like, it's so endearing, like how the characters are goofballs. They really are, especially Daxter. You have a silent protagonist, so you're kind of so Daxter, in my opinion, is more the protagonist than Jak, because he's all the emotion behind what's going on. But it's such a colorful game. I'm kind of upset that they didn't continue on in this world we see, the super bright and colorful not precursor ridden world, I guess, where it's just it's so amazing that Naughty Dog has knocked it out of the park with so many series. They've knocked it out with 4 different big series, being Jak and Daxter, Crash, Uncharted, and Last of Us. But this, without a doubt, beats all those in my opinion. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best games ever made, just because it's so incredible. But that does it for this video. We'll see you guys next time.